Be patient, do not compare yourself, and do not let society fool you into, you must have this by the age of this. No. You can have anything by any age. You don't have to have it by I don't know, like you must be this by this age, or if it's promotions, you must have, you must be a manager by now. If you haven't become the manager, I think you will never become you will become the manager. Continue putting in the work. I'm currently upgrading the equipments I use to make videos for you guys, and I looked back on my journey from when I first uploaded my first video and when I first started using Instagram, not to show my pictures and where I had gone, but use Instagram for sharing English content. And back then, what my mindset was, and right now what my mindset is. And I thought I could make a video and maybe you can relate to this, or I don't know, I thought I would share with you the lessons I've learned. So I think I have been working on this social media thing for, this is the second year, it's coming to 2 years. And I remember in the beginning, the first lesson I've learned that I'm trying to explain right now is I shouldn't base my life on external metrics or external goals. What do I mean by this? Many times, for example, this I experienced when I first began my Instagram. I think in the past I used to use that account for, what was it? I tried to learn graphic design, and I decided to post the things I was learning onto that account. It wasn't my official. If you want to follow me on my other account, it's Siempre Linda. But this other account, originally I was posting graphic design stuff. And as you can see, the post I made in the beginning, there were other posts that I deleted, and when I decided to use it for posting English stuff, English content, I deleted some of the old graphic design content that was very amateur, very horrible. So I deleted it and started posting English content, and this was my goal when I began posting. God, because I think by then it had something like 18 followers. Or 8 followers, I don't remember. So my goal was, if I can get to 100 people, God, I don't know. I hope I can get to 100. So I was posting and trying to do different things that I thought would help me grow my channel. Not my channel, by then it was Instagram. So if I can get to 100, and then I got to 100, I was like, great. But it's not very shiny. 100 isn't anything. If I can get to 500 followers, I can't imagine that. 500. I need 500. I doubled the effort and started to chase this 500 followers goal. And then I got 500 and I thought, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. If I had 1,000, that would be amazing. 1,000 is the goal. 1,000 is a lot of people. I need 1,000. So I started, I started chasing getting to 1,000. And then I think when I was getting to 1,000, that's when I started YouTube. And I'll tell you the story and the lesson of YouTube later on. So I got to 1,000 and then something went off in my, like I had this, wait a second, every time you set a goal, you're going to want to get over that. And when you achieve that goal, you're gonna feel like, it wasn't a big deal. It isn't. You're gonna feel like that. And actually, I remember that was on YouTube. I'll tell you that when, like about the celebration thing, celebrating our wins. Hello guys, this is editing Moureen. Recording Moureen forgot to talk about celebrating your wins. When you do something, most especially whatever it is, I will not specify. You have to celebrate your wins. It doesn't matter how small they are. Celebrate, because if you don't celebrate, you're gonna forget to celebrate, and yet you wanted this thing. So celebrate, take a picture, save it in your phone. You don't have to necessarily share it on social media, but celebrate, because you'll always remember the celebration and the pat on the back you gave to yourself. Bye-bye. Or when you achieve something, however small it may be. I'll get to that later. I don't have my plan. So I learned, and I was talking to a friend, and he was asking me, what do you think of marriage? When are you gonna get married? And I said, well, I don't know. And then after getting this question so many times, I started to think, okay, what happens when people get married? Because as girls or as women, we generally want to get married, get married, get married. And then what happens after you get married? Because you're dreaming to get married, and sometimes people get into marriages that are not suitable for them, marriages that are abusive, or they get into marriages for the wrong reasons, or they regret it, or because I generally do speaking classes, and this is one of the questions that I ask my students, and I've really learned a lot from doing these speaking classes, because different people, different ages, they share their experiences with me, and I really value this. And this, I generally ask, what do you wish your younger self knew? And most of them have told me, I wish I didn't get married very early. And I thought, why? And they said, well, I should have gotten to know myself a little bit better before I got married and stuff like that. So let's circle back to what I was explaining. Many times in society, we are chasing the external wins. Let's call them wins. If you're really, for example, when I got from 18 followers to 100, and then to 500, and then to 1,000, it felt good when I saw the 1,000 mark being hit, but then I forgot why I need 1,000 followers. And I shifted from wanting 1,000 followers, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. I shifted from that mindset. Right now I focus on, if I look at my feed, I want to see a growth in me as a person, and in the content, in the relationship I have with the people serving on the platform. Not simply say, I have 10,000 followers and yes, but I'm not helping anyone. This doesn't, at the end of the day, when I go to bed, 5,000 followers. But if I posted something and it taught somebody something and they're like, oh, thank you for that, I learned something, then I think I can live with this good energy for a couple of days, or like it fuels me to continue creating content. So getting back to, I'm just jumping up and down. So people in life, we generally say, I want to get married, and then you get married. Sometimes if you're not careful, you may forget why you wanted to get married and start maybe not caring about the person you're with. The same with followers. I want 100 followers, and then you have them and you don't care about that relationship. Besides that, I need a car. If I have a car, if I can get a car, God give me a car. If I had a car, I would be very happy. I would be the happiest person in the world. And then you have a car, and then it's no longer a big deal. And then I need a house. If I can get a house, I need to go abroad. If I can get abroad, I need to... Society is always throwing goals to us, and if we're not careful, we may lose ourselves. So let's leave that at that. What's your opinion? Tell me, like, what do you think about this? And then the other lesson I've learned from YouTube is I shouldn't get paralyzed by what I don't know. In the beginning, when I was beginning to make content, I was overconfident. I thought, it's easy. Grab a camera or a cell phone, point it and shoot. End of story. And I got the camera. Actually, I got a friend in the beginning. He shot my video, and I think the video is 1 minute, but it took us 1 hour to shoot that 1 minute video. And I was like, he's annoying, because he was giving a lot of feedback. And I was very proud. I said, he's annoying. I'll shoot my own videos. So I began shooting my own videos, and the first video I shot, I looked at it, I was like, what? Damn, it was not very good, like I expected. And I took a break from creating content because it wasn't as easy as I thought. But then I got back to creating content after a certain period of time. And I wasn't as scared as I was in the beginning, because I knew if you don't know something, give it time, you're gonna learn. As you see my content, I'm always trying to change its slight thing, change something small. Maybe sometimes you don't notice it all looks the same, but I personally, when I look back at the content I created, let's say 6 months back, I'm trying to change it a little bit. Be it from shooting from a small side of the board and then getting back to the wider one. There were some problems why that was happening. And now I tried to upgrade my equipment, and now I'm fighting with light. I don't know, somebody left a comment like the videos get dark and light. I'm struggling with light. I'm learning how to do lighting, how to frame the video that I'm shooting, how to edit, there are a lot of things, and I'm enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying the learning journey, and I'm enjoying creating content for you guys. I hope it's beneficial for you. So guys, and from YouTube, the lesson I've learned is don't get scared if you can't do something. Just start doing it, and if you do it every day, if you give it your whole, because my little sister is always laughing, not laughing, but she always says, you're always home making videos, why don't you go out? And I love making videos. Maybe this is my going out, this is my kind of relaxing. Anyways, if you want to do something, if you love something, if something means something to you, if you value something, don't get scared of, I cannot do it, I'm not very good at it. Nobody's born good at something. Like I've mentioned in many of my videos, if you want to do something, you just have to start, because I always loved YouTube and people that make videos, and I loved watching the videos, and I thought, I think I can also make videos, and I began from whichever place I began from. They were horrible, but I keep this mindset. Actually, this is the mindset that helps me to move forward. I want to be slightly better than yesterday. It doesn't matter who's, and oh, the other thing I almost forgot. When I began YouTube, I kept on comparing myself to other channels. I used to stalk other YouTube English teachers, and I would be like, what content have they created? And that drove me crazy, because, and when I started getting into creating my own videos and thinking of my own ideas and creating the content, looking at the students I have in my classes, the real students, I look at a problem they have, a real problem. For example, I say student, he's actually one of the the best performing videos on my content are the short stories, the short translated stories. And the idea didn't come from the other YouTubers I was stalking, no. It came from one of my students. He asked me, but teacher, how can I find stories whereby they read slowly? Like where can I find such stories? Like they read very slowly and they translate the stories. And then I thought, I will try to find them on YouTube, and when I do, I'll send them to you. I tried to find them, I couldn't find them. Thank God. If I had found them, I would have sent them to him, but I couldn't find them, and I thought, let me create my own. So I started creating those stories, and I had him in mind. I thought, I know his language level, I know what he understands, I know how I speak to him, I know which problems he's having. So I was reading slowly by slowly based on him, and I created more, and I created more, and I created more. And then now those are the best performing videos on my content. So I go back to the lesson, do not compare yourself with anyone, because actually I had to write a big word on the board. Do not compare yourself, so that I could see it all the time. Whenever I walked into the room, I would say, do not compare yourself, because every time I kept on going to those channels, comparing, seeing the most popular videos. And before I learned, sometimes a most popular video has become popular because of ads. So if you create a piece of content thinking people really searched for that, meaning it's a popular idea, then you may not get the results the other person got, because they didn't get it through search engine. They simply gave ads, and that became popular. So, like you've seen, there are times, I won't lie to you. I won't say I never compare myself. No, there are many times when I'm on social media and I look and I'm like, that is good. Why don't I have that? But then I go back to these lessons. Do not compare yourself. Everything takes time. For example, the stories, when I created those stories, I created them last winter. Nobody watched them. I think they had something like 10 views. And then as the year went by, they started to gain traffic. People started to get interested in them, and people were leaving comments. That's why sometimes you see a series going on for long even when no one is watching. Because I know maybe the right person has not yet found the video, and when they do, they will need follow-up videos. So if you're watching my videos and you've seen a video that you like, you may not be the kind of person that comments, but I need you to comment, because sometimes I use that data to create more videos. Sometimes I think, maybe the right person, for example, the grammar, it's not going very well. Before I took a break, it was going very well, and then it dwindled. So I'm thinking maybe I should cut that, but I know there will be one student, just one person, who will come onto that video, the first class number 1, will go to number 2, number 3, and they will learn something, and they will wish I had 100 of them. If I stopped at 60, they would be like, I wish this teacher had continued. There is also, actually, I made the same mistake on some piece of content. It was grammar questions for flight attendants. I thought, nobody has watched it. I gave up. I even don't remember where the file is in my laptop, but then somebody popped up and they're like, these are very good, create part 2. And I'm like, okay. I tried to find it in my laptop, I cannot find it. So sometimes it's not yet time for something to be good, or it's not yet time for you to achieve something. You just have to be patient, and basically that. Be patient, do not compare yourself, and do not let society fool you into, you must have this by the age of this. No. You can have anything by any age. You don't have to have it by I don't know, like you must be this by this age, or if it's promotions, you must be a manager by now. If you haven't become the manager, I think you will never become you will become the manager. Continue putting in the work. I swear, I promise, I tell you, you will become the manager. Don't let society just kill you with their time limit and goals and what you must do when at what age. Everybody has their own timing. Anyways, guys, this is the end of the video of Ramadan. I will say goodbye to you. Have a great evening, or have a great day. I don't know what time you're watching. Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe because it helps my channel to grow. Goodbye.